Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to replace the rotors, as well as we're going to replace the rotors and the brake pads on this particular car. It's a 1990. It's an older car. It's a 1998 Chevy Lumina, and you need a couple of special tools to get this off. To get the caliper off is basically just a ratchet, not really a big deal. You just have to take out this bolt right here, this bolt right here, and it comes right off. Underneath here is where you need that special tool. It's a Torx bit that we need. So let me get started, and I'll show you how everything goes as we go. This is the special tool that you need to actually get this mounting bracket off the car. So let me get all set up, and I'll get started. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the caliper off, and basically it's just removing the two bolts underneath the bottom right here, and then you can remove the caliper from the car. Take the two bolts out. We're going to need these to reuse these later on, so I'll put them on the side and hold on to them, and we're going to reuse them. I always tell you, whenever you take the caliper off of the car, don't let it hang, because hanging is no good. You're going to stretch out the hose and you're going to damage the hose. So hang it from the caliper anywhere on the that's going to be out of your way. On this particular one, I'm going to hang it over here, because I have to get in the back right over here to get out these bolts. All right, remember I told you we're going to use a special tool to get that off. It's a Torx, and I'll show you how it goes. Just fits into the back. Underneath here. You can just break it loose. They're really pretty tight. Make sure you use the correct Torx bit. You don't want to strip it. If you strip it, you're going to have a real big problem. Chances are you're not going to get it off the car. Okay. Real quick here. Make sure when you're up in here that you put the key, the Torx, in perfectly straight. You don't want to have it, I'll show you. You don't want to have it in crooked like this, and you're going to damage the hole. So just make sure you're in, all the way in. There's a lot of rust inside there frequently, so just push it in past the rust, and get it in there. And then you just put you back here for a second. Break it loose. And once you break it loose, then you can just use any ratchet to get it off. Obviously, it's going to be a 1/2 inch ratchet. A 3/8 is not going to work to get that out of there. We're going to need to reuse this, so hold on to it. I'm going to take out the bottom one also. We're going to be reusing the mounting bracket also. We're just going to be replacing the rotors and the brake pads. Okay. When the mounting bracket comes right off, we're going to reuse these again. And then we just take the rotor off of the car. me grab the replacement and we'll put it back together. I'll show you how that goes. Alright, now I'm going to put it back together. What I normally do when I put a rotor on a car, you put the rotor on and you'll notice it's a little bit loose, or it's a little bit hard to get the bracket back on. So what I usually do is I just put a wash and a nut, and I just put one of the lug nuts on, and it holds it pretty tight. You don't have to worry about it moving. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to mount that bracket back on, and that's the one we had taken off before, and we're going to mount it back on there. Before you mount the bracket back on, I always put some grease right on here where the brake pads are going to run, so it slides nice and freely. And this comes with any quality brake pads. They usually give you a little tube of the silicone to put on there. Remember, we said we're going to reuse these bolts here, so we're going to catch them in the top right here. Catch the bolts before you tighten them up. And just tighten it up with the regular half-inch drive ratchet. A breaker bar so you can get it fairly tight so it doesn't loosen up. Remember, holding it nice and straight. You don't want to go crooked. Lock it in there. Set down this one. Nice and tight. Now we're going to put our brake pads in. I'll show you how that goes. Sorry about the light. Caliper. We make a lot of different kind of tools to push the pistons back in. This is the one I like the best. You put new brake pads or old brake pads. You push the pistons all the way back in so that you can slide the caliper back over the rotor and into its knuckle where it belongs. Just keep turning it slowly, pushes it in. What we're going to do is we're just going to take this brake pad here and just pull it out. It comes right out. It's got these little clips, and we'll put the new one back in. What I do to make it a little bit easier sliding in, because it's a little bit rusty inside the bore, put a little bit of grease on the contacts right here where it's going to slide into the pistons. And then you catch it in the bottom, and it just slides right in place where it belongs. Right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the outer pad. And the way we do that is this little clip here is holding the pad in place. We're just going to pry that clip out so we can take it off. We don't have to worry about it because we're going to replace it with the new one, and it comes right off. But to put the new pad in, we're just going to put this piece over the top of this. You just line it up as it's supposed to be, and you just tap it very lightly, and it slides right down into here where it's supposed to be. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to install our caliper onto the car. Again, some grease on the slide pins. And we'll put the caliper back in. And the way you do it is you put the caliper on. And it slides right over the top. And you screw your pins in. Just catch them by hand, you're not going to screw it in yet. And you want to catch the top one. And once you got the cord, then you can tighten it up. Alright, nice and tight. And then after you have it all tightened up, obviously you can take off this nut that you have on there that was holding it in place. That's it. All set. Let me just show you a couple of things that you always want to make sure is correct. First thing you want to make sure is that your rotor is back in place where it belongs. And the most important thing, which I see this happen all the time, is when people install the calipers, they get the brake line twisted in a circle. Make sure the brake line is not twisted, that is nice and straight, which is exactly what it is. I've seen that already twice this week with other cars that came into my shop for oil changes. The lines were twisted in a circle, and you wind up having to take it apart and redo the job. So just make sure you line it straight. Everything is tight. Both bolts are tight here. Your hold down for the mounting bracket is tight, and that's it. All set.